young Malian. I support farmer for a good future.
I'm a Malian old man. I support the farmer for a good retirement.
I am a woman. I support farmer for the well-being of the family.
All together, we support farmer for the sovereignty of our Maliba. United, we overcome.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for choosing ORTM 1. This is the time of your English program of every Saturday and Sunday. We begin this program by Mali news. First, top news. It's official. The transitional president now has in his hand the draft national charter for peace and national reconciliation. It will be submitted to the CNT before being promulgated. For the head of state, this is a decisive step for Mali, and it's time to heal the wounds for a reconciled nation focused on harmonious development. During its fifth extraordinary session, the Economic, Social, Environmental and Cultural Council proceeded with the partial renewal of its bureau. 3 figures were elected by the councillors of the Republic to complete the current term of office: a vice president, a first secretary, and a second secretary. Thus continues the institutional march of this 8th term of office. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ORTM News. The chair of the drafting committee for the Charter for Peace and Reconciliation summarized the work accomplished by the committee he chaired. He said that this work will mark the Malian people's taking control of their own destiny. The result is a document comprising 16 titles, 39 chapters and 106 articles. It was drafted by Malians with diverse skills, supported by the driving forces of the region, the district and the diaspora. It brings together the collective thinking of all Malians and devotes considerable space to the areas of economic security, the environment, and many other areas of interest to the life of the nation. Here is the summary of the President's speech on the Charter with Alsen Touré and translated by Gaussou Diarra.
The chairman of the Commission for the Draft Charter on Peace and Reconciliation spoke about the achievement and the success of this commission. It took all his responsibilities with national experts to do better. For Ousmane Issoufou Maïga, this charter was born after President's speech for the new year. Today we are united together here to bring peace and reconciliation for our nation. The Commission for the Draft Charter on Peace and National Reconciliation is honored to bring these documents. It will explain to all Malians peace and national reconciliation in our country. Therefore, this official ceremony for the official delivery of the Charter on Peace and National Reconciliation to His Excellency Assimi Goïta, the President of the Transition Head of State. This current ceremony is a vital step, but it doesn't look like last. Peace process and national reconciliation is our responsibility. President Issoufou Maïga gave the valuable documents on peace and reconciliation to His Excellency Assimi Goïta, President of the Transition. All Malians took part in the finalization and the achievement of this Charter on Peace and National Reconciliation for our country. His Excellency Assimi Goïta appreciated this Charter on Peace and National Reconciliation like a valuable document in terms of governance.
This document will serve as a guide for strengthening peace, security, and social cohesion. It is structured around 106 articles, 16 titles, and 39 chapters. For the head of state who initiated the project, this is a decisive step for Mali, and it is time to heal the wounds for a reconciled nation focused on development. Sira Bachile summarizes the speech of the President of the Transition Army General Assimi Goïta and Gaussou Diarra for the translation.
This Charter on Peace and National Reconciliation that I gave to His Excellency Assimi Goïta is the fruit of participation of all Malians inside and outside. Malians have worked for many months in order to make this Charter on Peace and National Reconciliation successful. Malians spoke each other about peace and reconciliation. Malians made an academic research on peace and reconciliation. His Excellency Assimi Goïta, President of the Transition, you gave us a great responsibility. Then we took all our responsibilities to do better. Our legacy, our social and cultural background for the future generation. Again, peace process and national reconciliation should be a success for all Malians. This Charter on Peace and National Reconciliation is about Malians' people aspiration. It allows Malians to live together. The Charter on Peace and National Reconciliation will be the opportunity for Malians to work together in order to build their own country. Malians should be proud of their country and also to safeguard the sovereignty of the country. You advised us to make inclusive and participative approach in order to do better for our country. It was the opportunity for us to learn about the richness of our culture and the resilience of Malian people for their nation. This umbilical link is expressed in the first sentence of the preamble of the National Charter. Malian people should be proud of the legacy of the ancestors, the history and millennium culture based on the foundation of the nation. This charter is not only a newspaper, but a document on peace and national reconciliation for all Malians. Malians make decisions to build a new way of life and also to look for culturally, economically, and socially a better life for the future generation. Charter on Peace and National Reconciliation is a valuable document for global governance, which is about vision, principles, objectives, values, and strong engagements. In addition, the Charter on Peace and Reconciliation is about forgiveness, tolerance in an independent country. Peace process and reconciliation is very important for Malians to get unity, territorial integrity, stability, and development in Mali.
The Prime Minister, Minister of Territorial Administration and Decentralization, Major General Abdoulaye Maïga, presided over this week at the Prime Minister's office the official launch ceremony for 6 months digital platform and TV program Gov Actions. These communication tools, developed with the support of AGETIC, consist of a logo that will enable the Government Information Centre SICMA to be recognized, as well as a digital platform and a TV program to publicize the government flagship initiatives. In launching these various platforms, the Prime Minister acknowledged and praised the work carried out by Sigma's management in such a short time before inviting members of the government to consider Sigma as their communication tool. Report by Mamari Kone and Gausu DIARRA.
CIGMA, Malian Governmental Information Center, set up digital platforms and a bimensual program called Gov Actions. A new dynamic team of Sigma is responsible for Malian Governmental Information Center wants to provide reliable information about governmental actions. This is a success for Malian Governmental Information Center for its achievements. These digital platforms are going to coordinate and also to organize the official voice and reliable information for governmental actions. Prime Minister General Abdoulaye Maiga was very happy to conduct digital platforms and program Gov Actions of Sigma. The executive director of Sigma wants to innovate and also to strengthen experiences in order to make better communication for governmental actions. Executive Director of Sigma, Sir Ibrahim Traore, spoke. Sir Prime Minister, we have come to achieve a particular mission. Nowadays, our country goes through a multidimensional crisis. Yes, a war has been imposed on Mali, a diplomatic war, a war against terrorism, an economic war, mediatic war. We realize that we can overcome these challenges day by day. We work hard in order to provide reliable information and also to make better the official voice of Malian government. More and more, we already are on space cyber. We are on social media in order to make better communication. We are engaged to make better the treatment of informations for governmental actions. These actions are about a good coordination and also a good visibility for governmental actions. We will be on Gov Actions. The official voice of government will be on this website, www.fullpointgovernment.ml. This is a dynamic platform in which you will see many programs on governmental actions, including news, videos, and pictures. After that, we have the Facebook page for the government, we have a YouTube page, and also we have a TikTok page. Prime Minister General Abdoulaye Maiga was excited to conduct this good job that has been achieved by Sigma. Prime Minister expressed his congratulations, grateful and thankful for this beautiful job.
The Economic, Social, Environmental and Cultural Council held its fifth extraordinary session this week, dedicated to the partial renewal of the CSEC Bureau. The position of Vice President, First and Second Secretary were renewed. Brema Amadou Aydra, Hamadou Nba and Abdoulaye Kontawo are the newly elected members of the Economic, Social, Environmental and Cultural Council. They were elected by the Councillor of the Republic for the remainder of the term of office. During this session, which was attended by several heads of institutions, members of the government and the Economic, Social, Environmental and Cultural Council, the President of the institution reviewed the previous sessions. A look back at the opening of this session with Alsen Touré and Maria Koulibaly for English Time.
In accordance with the regulatory legislative text, the members of the Economic, Social, Environmental and Cultural Councils, with the exception of the president of the institution, are re-elected mid-term. Thus, the vice president and the two secretaries were renewed. The unique candidate for the position of vice president of the institution, Buraima Amadou Haidara, was elected by 43 votes. Amadouba and Abdoulaye Kantao, also unopposed, were also elected by 44 and 46 votes respectively. The new members will have to work hard to constantly improve the work of this institution. The achievements of these institutions were listed by the head of the institution. President Yacouba Katili asked his colleagues to continue to work hard to contribute to the reconstruction of our state so that Mali can continue to play its role in the community of nations.
In the salon of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the head of Malian diplomacy, Abdoulaye Diop, received an emissary from the White House. The U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for West Africa came to reaffirm his country's commitment to renew balanced cooperation based on respect of mutual interests, security, trade, stability. These are the pillars that need to be rebuilt. Arjumatina and Maria Kulubali for the report.
The U.S. Assistant Secretary of State is visiting Mali to strengthen cooperation in certain areas. He was received by the head of the Malian diplomacy, Minister Abdoulaye. According to him, we welcome the constructive and pragmatic stance and analysis of the new American administration. It is also an opportunity for us to foster our bilateral relations with pragmatism, while also fostering respect and mutual interest. For 2 hours,
it's been wonderful to have a very honest, frank, and productive conversation with the minister. I'm very grateful to be here in Bamako and to have this opportunity to talk about where President Trump wants to take our relationship with this important country. We had some good conversations about growing and developing the economic partnership between our two countries, as well as frank conversations about our security cooperation.
The parties discussed various areas and opportunities for cooperation, such as security and trade, to strengthen their relations. This visiting by the U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for West Africa comes after his visits to Burkina Faso and Niger.
On Monday, the Minister of Agriculture held a press briefing on the progress of the 2025-2026 agricultural seasons. The delivery of inputs to production areas is continuing and the phytosanitary situation remains calm. Of the more than 110,000 hectares infested with pests, more than 52,000 hectares have been treated. In the cotton growing area, 93% of the land has been planted. As for payment to cotton producers, they are estimated at 89%. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for Mali News of today. But stay with us for the lesson, a lesson prepared and presented by Gausu DIARRA.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Talking about past habits. Okay? You did an action in the past and you want to tell this action. Okay? And this action is finished. At this time, you use used to. Used to is used to talk about past habits, okay? I explain again, you did an action in the past and you don't do this action any longer. And you talk about this action about past. Okay, we have use, and we use simple past. Use is used with the simple past. Okay, used to is an expression. That is an expression, and we use in the simple past. Okay, you see simple past. I used to smoke 2 packets of cigarettes a day. Okay, that means in the past you smoked cigarettes and now you don't smoke any longer. You did this habit in the past. Okay, we have three forms: affirmative form, negative, and interrogative. Okay, about affirmative form, we use used to. Okay, the subject plus verb, plus infinitive to. Okay, I used to smoke 2 packets of cigarettes a day. That is an affirmative sentence. Okay, after that we have a negative sentence, and about negative sentence we use didn't. Okay, subject plus didn't plus infinitive verb. Okay, about negative form we don't use ed after didn't. Okay, be careful. Negative form is subject didn't plus infinitive verb. Okay, I didn't use to smoke cigarettes. Okay, this is a negative form. After that we have interrogative form. About interrogative form we use did because we have the simple past. Okay, in the simple past you want to ask question, in the interrogative form you use did. After did, subject. After subject, the verb. Okay, did you use? Did you use to smoke cigarettes? I translate into French. Bon, donc nous utilisons, c'est très simple, nous utilisons used to pour exprimer les habitudes du passé. Bon, donc si vous voulez exprimer les habitudes du passé, vous utilisez used to. Et quand vous utilisez used to se conjugue au passé en anglais, simple past. Bon, donc maintenant, used to c'est comme une expression. I used to, à la forme affirmative, nous mettons le sujet, après le sujet, le verbe, après le verbe, l'infinitif to. Okay, I used to smoke 2 packets of cigarettes a day. Bon, donc j'avais l'habitude, j'avais l'habitude de fumer 2 paquets de cigarettes par jour. Ok, vous avez cette habitude-là par le passé et vous ne faites plus. Bon, donc maintenant en ce moment, vous exprimez used to. Ok, ça c'est la forme affirmative. Alors, la forme affirmative, c'est le sujet plus le verbe plus l'infinitif to. Et à la forme négative, nous avons le sujet I didn't plus didn't plus le verbe. Bon, donc didn't au simple past, au passé. Bon, donc pour mettre la phrase à la forme négative, on utilise didn't. Ok, didn't plus verbe. Ça c'est la forme négative. Didn't plus le verbe. Bon, donc I didn't use to smoke cigarettes. Bon, donc je n'avais pas l'habitude de fumer la cigarette. Ou bien je ne fumais pas la cigarette. Bon, donc ici, en ce qui concerne ici, quand vous avez didn't est suivi de l'infinitif du verbe. Et didn't, après didn't, on ne met pas ed. Il faut faire beaucoup attention. Bon, donc après ça, à la forme interrogative en anglais, nous utilisons did pour faire une phrase interrogative au passé, au simple past. Bon, donc en anglais, on utilise did. Et did est suivi du sujet plus use. Et encore, on ne met pas de. Vous voyez? Did you use to smoke cigarettes? Aviez-vous l'habitude de fumer la cigarette? Ok? Ou bien, est-ce que vous fumiez la cigarette? Bon, donc, did you use to smoke cigarettes? Ok, used to and the conditional, used to and would are similar. We can use used to talk about past habits. Okay, at the same time, we can use would to talk about past habits. I give an example about would. Okay, example, a grandmother will tell us good African stories. Bon, donc ici, la grand-mère nous racontait des bonnes histoires africaines. Okay, grand-mère nous racontait. Okay, we use would in this sentence in order to talk about past habits. When we were younger, father would bring us to the beach every Saturday. Bon, donc quand nous étions jeunes, le père nous amenait à la plage tous les samedis. Bon, donc maintenant, vous avez vu, ça c'est le passé. Ok, cette action c'est déjà passé. Bon, donc et vous voulez exprimer ça, vous utilisez would. Ok, after that, we have the simple present. Ok, about simple present, we have no longer. No longer is an expression. Any longer also is an expression. Okay, how to use no longer and any longer? Okay, essentially we conjugate when we have no longer or any longer, we conjugate the verb in the simple present. Okay, and no longer is an adverb. Okay, no longer and any longer are similar. Okay, there is a difference between the use. For example, how to use no longer in a sentence. We have no longer, we use no longer, before the verb. Okay, it is an adverb. C'est comme un adverbe. Bon, donc si vous avez no longer est placé avant le verbe. Vous avez vu? Bon, donc I no longer smoke cigarette. Je ne fume plus de cigarettes. Okay? That is a sentence. We place any longer at the end of sentence. Bon, donc any longer se place en fin de la phrase. She doesn't go to the swimming pool any longer. Elle ne va plus à la piscine. La piscine en anglais c'est swimming pool. Bon, donc maintenant, nous avons utilisé any longer. Pourquoi? Parce que dans cette phrase, nous avons la forme négative. La forme négative en anglais, c'est don't ou doesn't, ok, au présent de l'indicatif. Bon, donc maintenant, she doesn't go to the swimming pool any longer. Bon, donc any longer se place en fin de la phrase. Ok, this is a lesson for you.
We are at the end of our English program. We'll be together next Saturday and Sunday for another English time, same channel, ORTM 1. May God bless Mali. Goodbye.
I'm a young Malian. I support farmer for a good future.
I'm a Malian old man. I support the farmer for a good retirement.
I am a woman. I support farmer for the well-being of the family.
All together, we support farmer for the sovereignty of our Maliba. United, we overcome.